Welcome to another episode of Will It Work? I am Kevin. Today we are looking at the Pippin. This is the app mark. It's by Apple Computer. Bandai was involved in this as well. Now, a lot of people will tell you that are collectors that this is Apple's game system. It's not really a game system. Sometimes they would call these things like edutainment devices. I tend to call them set-top box devices. This goes along with the CD-TV, MIS, or VIS, and CDI, and various other ones that did come with controllers, did play games, but were really not designed to be, or they weren't marketed as video games. They were marketed as more of a sort of home universal device kind of thing. And I honestly don't think any of them, in the history of all of them that they sold, any of them did well. I don't think any of them did well. CDI didn't do well. This certainly didn't do well. VIS certainly didn't do well. CD-TV, didn't do any good. I don't know. I can't think of any set-top box. It was this weird genre that marketing people at different things thought it was the next big thing to sort of take over the family TV by having these edutainment titles. But, I don't think that's really what anybody actually wanted. So we are going to check this one out. We are going to unlock this one and see what it's all about. But I will tell you that I don't even know if I have a game for this one. But we'll start it up and see what it does. I'm going to lower the screen a little bit. It's really high because this is kind of a tall box. And I really got to get a better tripod. Story for another day. Yeah, there's really nothing on the back. Yeah, but this is the Bandai version. So it was made in Japan and came out in 1990. What does that say? 96 or 80? No, hold on. Sorry, I don't have my glasses today. Yeah, 1996, right? So about 2 years before, like, say, Dreamcast came out, and we're talking something that, I don't know, might feel a little dated already by 96. Maybe. Let's see what we got here with this thing. So there's a manual. You could actually read these manuals now with all these translation software things they have out there, But because I never really have. There was the Pippin networking CD, so you could get on the internet, I guess. That was really new, still in 1996, but it was around, right? Atmark Navigator CD. I don't mean the internet itself is new. Don't write me in and talk to me about Usenet and all that kind of stuff. I know. All right, I'm just talking like in the world's popularity and everything. Until Windows 95 basically added it. Seemed like nobody knew that it was even there except for like people in colleges and the military or something. Internet Kit version 2.0. So for, I mentioned before on a previous episode where I was talking about how, on the Dreamcast episode, I was talking about how I had purchased the CD-TV and gave that, or the web TV, and gave that out to friends of mine so they could get on the internet. And this could be viewed as a similar type of device, right? I mentioned also during the Dreamcast discussion that the Dreamcast could have been used as like a CD-TV type device, and therefore it was, could be used as an alternative. And I think maybe for some people, certainly for my brother and his girlfriend, it was. So there is the unit itself. It is a brick. It is heavy. Have your standard normal buttons here: power, play, stop, volume, rewind, fast forward, and eject. And I wonder if I have the controller. Probably. I think I do. But I don't think I have a game. We have the Pippin, @Mark, more manual. I don't know, all these things are manuals. It's kind of crazy. Being the Japanese version, too, I'm not even sure what kind of games would be available. Yes, I do have the control. I do have everything for it. So we have this weird Boomerang Controller. It's a decent feeling D-pad. Got a trackball on here that probably is used to mimic a mouse. And 4 buttons oddly spaced, but feels okay. And we've got a couple of bumpers. So this isn't bad. 3 buttons down here. This doesn't feel great. You know, if you're going to use it like this, you kind of have it balancing on your fingertips. And this is kind of stuck in your middle of my hand. Yeah, it's not comfortable, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just not great. But whatever. How long did anybody even play this thing, you know? 10 minutes. Okay, plug that in. We have a modem that it came with. We'll just look at that really quick. We're obviously not going to use it. So there was a phone line modem. Get my magnifying glass again here. Hold on. Buried underneath a box. So we have a Bandai Digital Entertainment. This is 95. So it's just @Mark modem. Pippin. I was kind of trying to see if it had a baud rate on here. It's probably, I'm going to guess that it's maybe 2400 baud. It would not be surprising if it was only 300 baud or 1200 baud. But given that it was 95, 96, and it's Apple, I'm thinking it's probably at least 2400. I doubt it's like some 5600 modem though or something. But okay, so the comes with a modem. So, you know, right off the bat, you're getting access to the internet, you know, with probably a fairly basic browser, but still, that's something, because computers were pretty expensive back then. You have your standard 3-pronger here, but it only ends on a 2-prong outlet plug with a attached ground. It must be a Japanese thing, because it's certainly not that way, very often that way in America. We'll plug it in the back. Let's take a look at the back real quick. So looks like we've got a VGA out. What does that say? NTS. What is that? Is it NTSC? Sorry, guys. I think that's NTSC. Either way. And PML. So we have a... I think that's a super out. Composite out. We have audio out, but also audio in, which is interesting. We have a printer port and the modem port. Yeah, that's NTSC and PAL. So you could switch if you want VGA, NTSC, or PAL. Okay. Makes sense. For simplicity's sake, let's just use composite on this because I don't think we're really looking to have some amazing graphical display going on here. And then we also have the cables, which, you know, I'm not going to need these because I already have them, but, you know, big phone wire. Boy, they gave you a pretty ample phone cord. I mean, you could go up the telephone pole with all that. And composite cables in the box. And then we have a software pack. Disc 6 Volume 1, Pippin Navigator CD, Pippin Network CD, something that's just in Japanese, the Internet Kit, Frankie Online, and Atmark Town. So this is kind of like just an Internet Kit, basically. Right? So right off the bat, though, given all of this that you're seeing, other than this controller, like, none of this screams video game system, right? Like, this isn't like a version of Combat that we've got here. Let's see what we've actually got, though. We may have some stuff that's different than what it says. So we have Atmark Town, Pippin Title CD-ROM Catalog, which is empty. Pippin Network CD. It's kind of weird that there's an internet browser thing and then a network CD. Like, I don't get, you know, maybe, I don't know. Couldn't put that all on one thing. Pippin Navigator CD. We're going to navigate another Atmark Town. Probably the thing we'll have to look at. Let's see what Atmark Town's about. Well, if it's like online, some sort of online town. Frankly Online. Frankie Online. Not screaming video game. Internet Kit. Pippin Network CD. And Pippin Navigator CD. So just basically duplicates. Web Viewer. Microsoft Internet Explorer 3.0 Macintosh. Wow. Like, yeah, maybe they just didn't. I'm just thinking, did Apple just not have a, like, Safari or anything way back then? Maybe not. And the Japanese game thing that says World Paint. Is it mail? Should have worn my glasses. Sorry. Yeah, World Paint Mail. Just seemed like a weird thing to call it. Version 2.0. Weird, right? Weird. None of these sound like video games. But we'll take a look at Atmark Town and see what we get. I'm not saying there aren't video games for this thing. There probably are or were. And it probably, I mean, realistically, I would imagine that this is probably some kind of, you know, version of the Mac from back in the day. You know, like a low-powered Mac that, you know, just had some limited features that they made it into a TV box. You know, that's kind of how a lot of these things were. So, you know, you would end up, let's see here. I want to do yellow. We'll make yellow, because I'm using the wrong color thing. We'll make yellow green. We'll use red on red. We'll use blue on white. Yeah, so they probably just used a some kind of old, early days Mac. And you know, like, if you're young and you don't remember, very early days of Macintosh computers, you know, they were exclusive to Apple. And then Steve Jobs basically, you know, got fired or quit or whatever you want to call it from Apple. And the new people that ran Apple basically decided at some point that they would license out Apple's technology to other builders. They were trying to do what the PC did, right? They would control the operating system, but they would allow other people to do the hardware. And the fan kicks on immediately. And so that wasn't a great success, and they eventually rolled it back. And so, yeah. All right, let's switch over to the video side and see what we get. Okay, so now we're going to try a few actual games to see what the graphics and such are like on this thing. I won't play them very long. The load times might take longer than it will for me to actually play them. We have an Electronic Arts game. That's interesting. They supported it with one game, I guess. I mean, it's probably like, I did read online while I was looking around that this was like a Mac, what do they call it, Mac Ultra or something. And so it was just like a dumbed down version of like a Mac. So a lot of these games are probably just Mac games that they just burned them a certain way onto a disk, probably, that enabled it to just launch right on the Pippin, and you know, use its goofy controller, which this trackball is not great. Probably needs to be cleaned. So this is we looked at this before. This is Shockwave. We saw this on the 3DO multiplayer system. Cleaning my thing here. I doubt it's better. It's probably an earlier version even than the 3DO one, or it came out at the same time. Yeah, I guess that's okay. This ball's just really slick. It's a mechanical mouse ball, basically. It's like the trackball is like the bottom of a mouse. You know what I mean? Like the ball is there, and then you just kind of roll that with your finger rather than actually having a mouse. Not exactly a... oh, what the hell now? Ball. See if we can't get this to go where it's supposed to go. There we go. So, you know... let's just take a look at the graphics so we can do a little bit of a comparison on how it looked versus the 3DO. Is that Aaron Gray down there in the bottom right? Some Buck Rogers or whatever. Quiet, woman. Let's move it along. How do I skip past her? Can I skip past her? Okay, and so this isn't very exciting. Frame rate's not very good. Yep. I mean, this is playable, but it's not. Okay. Let's check something else out. We've seen this one before, so I mean, it's cool that it's there. Like if you had, you know, at least you had a game you could play. Shockwave's not horrible.
Please eject. Please. Why does a DVD player in the CD drive, like, once it goes in, even if you don't have a disc in it, like, because I could understand if it was, like, you know, spinning really fast or something, but why is it like you hit the eject button over and over and the damn thing never comes out? I understand the danger of my life. I know the disc could come out at 1,000 miles an hour and slice my throat. Let me have the danger. Open the damn thing. I'll learn my lesson. Keep it in there. I don't know how long I gotta wait. Sometimes it never opens again. Your disc is stuck forever. What do we have here? This is Marathon, so it's like Super Marathon. So you have two choices here: Marathon and Marathon 2. Let's look at Marathon 2, since that'll be the one with the most improvements graphically, I suppose. You would think. Durandal. These I forget. I don't think Marathon was made by id Software. Maybe it was. It was made by Bungie, right? But it was like at a time when like they were, you know, competing or going along with the whole id Software. You know, they were making Wolfenstein and they had a couple other games like that were 3D like this, and then you had Marathon, which was also 3D, but this was all like pre-Doom, because the big thing about Doom is that it had, you know, walls that were curved and things like that, where everything here is just like all right, so the left and the right bumper allow you to strafe. The actual mouse wheel does nothing for you. Yeah, and see, like, it's blurry and everything's just kind of. I mean, there's a little bit here. They're you know, they got a little bit going on in part 2. It's still pretty squared off here, though. Do I need like a red key or something? I think I played this a long time ago. You know, they would put like secrets in these rooms and hidden walls and things. They did a pretty good job with this one in terms of making it so it at least you could tell that each room was different. Yeah, but this is really dated, man. I mean, I know that a lot of people grew up on this and thought this was great and everything. Just like, you know, people grew up on Doom and stuff and you play it for a while and you know, but it's dated. I mean, let's just be real. So old. Okay. Let's lose that one. So it was Marathon. But you got 2 games. So you got Marathon and Marathon 2. You know, but and you got to remember back in the time when this was, you know, at least you got something. Pippin. But I mean, like the handful of games that are available, awful. So, yeah, like really not a good game console to take home. You know, maybe you get a couple of games and then you just spent your time on the web. The web was a lot of entertainment back then. It was slow to load things, but, you know, you could find out information. And the cost of a PC was really expensive, especially back then. You know, you're dropping at least $1,000 back then, which is, you know, I'm not saying it's double that today, but it would be expensive. It would be like dropping $4,000 for a PC with all the specs and stuff that you would like for like gaming, you know. So like that's out of most people's reach. So something like this that, might be $500 today or something, or $400 today, would have been like this nice compromise that you could get on the web and maybe play a couple of games. But the interface sucks. I mean, really, this is just terrible. And I think most people probably agreed and were like, yeah, I don't understand what I'm supposed to do here. I mean, it should have come with a keyboard like Web TV. It has all this web stuff and it doesn't have a keyboard. Like, yeah, you can hook one up, but that's not the point. Like, you want it to be, like Steve Jobs would never release something like this because it's not simple. You know what I mean? It's missing the mark. The mark. So we got Gundam here. I don't know which Gundam this is because I downloaded like 2 or 3 Gundams, or 2, I think. One is Tactics. Yeah, and this is Mobility Fleet 0079. Not a Gundam guy. I couldn't tell you anything about the series or whatever it is. It's been around forever, though. Start new game. Still got to use the mouse, Okay, I had to use the left. I had to use the left trigger. Good guys, bad guys, right? We'll be the good. Oh my God! Come on. Crazy ass. Bandai. And I used to go to E3 all the time, like in like early 2000 stuff, and Bandai would be there. They had a very small booth. They had usually a couple of titles that you could see in kiosk type things where they were like Gundam games, basically. But they were there. They would represent. I don't know how that company really makes enough money to keep going. I know Gundam's really popular, but it must be like toy sales and manga and anime and stuff. I don't think it's video game sales. It's keeping that place afloat. Kind of reminds me of Warhammer. Real bad version of it. Like Star Blazers or something. Robotech. Macross. Genesis Climber. Ooh, he's talking a lot of shit. You must go now. Take your ship and go. How do I fly? You must leave now. No, don't. No, this is terrible. Take off. No, not another video. What? Did it freeze up? It's just as well. Oh no. Shit. Game's still going. I hurt myself today. I don't know why. Let's start the battle. Start. Okay, what do I do? Is that my turn? Launch. Launch fighters. Attack. This. And that. And this one. Fire. Go. Go. Alright. So that game is meant for Japanese people who are into Gundam. It is not meant for Americans who cannot read Japanese and have no patience. Pippin. I wonder what they were thinking when they launched this. They're like, this is going to be great. This is going to sell. It's unbelievable how much people are going to love this experience. I mean, just look at it. It's colorful. It's bright. You got this joystick pad thing. comes with the internet, no keyboard. Everybody's gonna love it. Like, really? Like, come on. Like, how did this even get out the door? I always wonder about things like this. Like, it's like anybody in their right mind could have sat down and tinkered with this for about 15 minutes and been like, this sucks. Like, we gotta, polish it up, man. I'm not saying don't ever release it, but they could have done more with it. What is this? Is this Gundam Tactics now? Oh no, this is Ultraman. My brother was all into Ultraman when we were kids in the 70s. It's a TV show. Basically, some dude runs around and he's got like something that looks like a silver microphone, basically. This beta capsule, I think they called it. And then there'd be like a monster attacking the city or something. And he would use his beta capsule and he would turn into Ultraman. He'd be like really tall dude with like silver head and bug eyes. And he would fight the monster. And he could do he could make water shoot out of his hands and put out fires or whatever and do some other things. And every episode, the sun was going to go down, and the sun went down. He'd lose all his power or something, so he had to defeat him before the sun went down. This looks like an educational title, doesn't it? He's like, how many flower do you see here? 1 flower, 2 flower, 3 flower, 4. Something supposed to be happening? Oh no. What happened? I saw a picture for like a second. Pippin, no! Okay, we're gonna stop playing this. I'm losing it here. I am. I gotta admit, this is a terrible experience. So the last one we're gonna look at is Gundam War for Earth, which is also gonna end up being in Japanese. There were some American titles released, but I mean there was literally like 5 of them, and they were like an encyclopedia, a dictionary, how to wash dishes. I mean, they weren't good. It was awful. Oh, we may not even play this one. It's just like, yeah, this one's not going to go. You know what? That's a blessing. It's a blessing for all of us that I can just end the video here and we don't have to do anything else. We can call it quits, because we can all just agree that the Pippin is not really a video game console, and it is not much of anything. It's not very good at anything. Maybe in like all of the things we've looked at, other than the things that have been broken so far in this series, this could be the worst. This literally could be the worst thing we've looked at. I should make a poll when this is all over and ask people, like, which console did you think was the best? Which will end up being like PlayStation or something, right? Which console did you think was the worst? It's going to be like Pippin. Pippin! Although a lot of people probably won't even watch this, because people usually watch the ones that they're interested in, you know? They'll be like, I liked Pippin. No, I mean, everybody will watch, like, you know, the ones they remember when they were growing up. That's what you want to watch. All right, anyway, I'm done. I'm taking this apart and putting it back, putting it away forever, never to open it again. Stinky thing. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was long. If you made it this far, gold star. Good job. Thank you.